In this video, I'm going to talk about how to become a articulate speaker. Who is articulate speaker? I'll tell you the definition. Articulate speaker is someone who can convey the thoughts and ideas effectively. To explain more, we try to elaborate more, we try to use more vocabulary, more sentences, more explanation, but as a result it looked like you talk for like half an hour and the outcome is like one or two sentences. That means you are not articulating. In this video, I'll tell you what are the different steps you can try to improve, you can practice on your day-to-day life, and which will help you guys to improve your English communications. Let's dive into the topic. My name is Shiju Thomas. Welcome to my YouTube channel. First option is you have to expand your vocabulary. Why you have to expand your vocabulary? If you have more precise words, you can use that particular word instead of giving a big explanation. So if you have a very good vocabulary range, you don't have this problem, right? So how to improve the vocabulary? First one, you have to read widely. What exactly mean by widely? Engage with a variety of text, including books, articles, and essays to encounter the new words. That means don't restrict yourself into a particular type of books. Only the fiction. I'm going to read only the stories. Not in that way. You try to read stories. You try to read newspaper, magazine, any other textbook, any other books. Whatever you receive, try to expand or try to read widely. This will help you to get more vocabularies. Second option is use a dictionary. Why do you have to use a dictionary? Especially use a dictionary from like English to English translating dictionary. When you want to get the particular meaning of a special word, you have to get the exact explanation in English. Then only you can convey the message in a clear or a proper way. So you have to carry a small English to English dictionary always with you to improve your vocabulary. The third option, you have to learn a word per day. A target which is practically achievable. Every day you're going to learn a word which is something related to your today life. Like you have a lot of words in your own mother tongue, but you don't know the exact word in English, right? So you all note down that one. So you learn one new word per day for next 1 year. Second point is improve your pronunciation. Have to improve the pronunciation. Like most of the times, like we have a doubt, well, how exactly I'm going to pronounce this particular word, or your accent, the cultural accent is going to come, and you may change the word slang or accent into to your own accent, right? So most of the times the audience may not get the exact meaning, may not get the exact word because you may sound different. So how to solve this problem? First option is listen carefully. You have to listen carefully. Listen to native speakers through movies, podcasts, and audiobooks. Why do you have to listen carefully? Because when you listen more, you will get the idea about, okay, this word should sound like this. I have to follow them. I have to mimic them. So you got the idea how to improve this listening capacity. You have to watch English movies. You have to watch English podcasts. You have to watch news. Anything which is in English. This will help you to improve your English listening skill, and this listening skill will improve the pronunciation. Second option is that practice phonetics. This is the base of all the English. For example, I used to get a lot of comments in my comment section that, bro, I don't know how to read a particular word, or I don't know how to read in English, or I cannot improve my English, or whenever I'm writing, I'm making a lot of spelling mistakes. How to solve this one, or how can I read English? If you want to read English, you should learn this phonetics. What is this phonetics means? That means in English, every letter is having a different sound. For example, I. You take the letter I. The sound is kind of I, but when it comes to the like when you're writing something, the I sounds like mostly E. For example, INDIA. It's like we used to call not India. We used to say India, right? IRAN. It's not Iran. It's Iran. So I for most of the place I sounds like E. You got the idea. At the same time, I'll tell you one more word, ICE. It's eyes. It's not ease. So English, most of the times, English is a bit tricky. So based on that, this will help you to improve your ability to read more English. You got the idea, right? If you know the each sound, you can combine that sound and read. The third point is that record yourself. The third point, which is coming under improve your pronunciation. Record yourself means that whenever you every day you have to keep a target, same like you are going to learn one word per day, same like that every day you are keeping a target that 3 to 5 minutes every day I'm going to speak in my room, in my car, wherever you are, like you feel comfortable. But when you are talking in English, maybe you don't have anyone to talk on day-to-day basis, but when you are talking alone, you have to record either a video or a audio. This will help you to analyze or evaluate how you are talking in English. Every day you have to do this one because you have to practice, you have to implement. At the same time, you have to evaluate or analyze how you are growing or what are the areas you need to improve. This is master the grammar rules. English, not only English, any language require a grammar. When you are talking in that particular language, you have to use the grammar in a proper way. But I'll tell you one thing. The first option, as I told you, read more books, watch more English movies, like listen to the podcast or audio podcast, video podcast, whatever it is. All these things will indirectly help you to improve your grammar area. So focus on those things to improve the grammar instead of spending more time to study what are the rules and regulations for this one. Because if you study more, like, or if you spend more time to learn the rules and regulations, this will consume a lot of time for you as a beginner, especially as a beginner. But if you are trying to master the language, for example, like you want to write a novel, you want to write a poem, I'll tell you one more option. This one is that you have to write regularly. We used to talk about a particular method called journaling method. What is journaling method? You have to write something on daily basis, same like we said, one word per day. You have to record yourself per day. The third thing you have to do it on daily basis. You have to write a journal. Journal means anything. You want to make a story, you have to write your own day-to-day life or your experience, your ideas, thoughts, anything you want to express, you are writing in a diary. The one and only condition is that you have to write all those things in English, right? So this writing will help you to improve your grammar. Knowingly or unknowingly, you will improve the grammar part if you write more. The fourth main point is that enhance your listening skill. Enhance your listening skill. One of the biggest problem in this era is that people don't want to listen or people are not interested to listen. Why the short videos are getting more popular than the long format? Because attention span is comparatively coming down compared to the previous stage. So this will help you, not help you, this will impact your ability to listen carefully or listen to others. So you have to improve your listening skill if you are planning to improve or master a particular language. Have to improve, engage in conversation, active listening, pay full attention to the speaker and take notes and reflect on what they said. Whenever you get a chance to talk to the native speakers or whenever you get a chance to talk to someone who speaks in English, you have to utilize those areas or those chances. The fifth point, this is one of the challenging point for most of the beginners. Fifth point is that speak slowly and clearly. Speak slowly and clearly. Take your time. What do you mean by take your time? Rushing can lead to mumbling. Speak at a measured pace. This is one of the most important point as according to my viewpoint. Days when I try to speak in English, like when I was working in India, I used to work in a multinational company. So we used to go for quarterly meetings or half yearly meetings. That time the meeting is kind of all India level. So when sometimes as a we were like all India number one performers that time. So as a top performers, most of the questions are gonna come directly to us. Whenever the senior manager, the sales managers ask some simple question like, "Oh, what is your opinion, Shiju? What is your opinion about this particular thing? Or could you please share your experience, something?" So the main purpose is that I'm trying to finish it in a fraction of a second. I have to speak more or I have to explain more. I have many ideas to share, but my English vocabulary or English is so limited. So what I try to do, I try to speak very fast. What I'm thinking, if I speak very fast, it is quite difficult for others to find out the mistakes, right? If you speak slowly, if you speak clearly, it is quite simple. Anybody can understand what you are talking about, right? At the same time, anybody can find out, oh my God, these are the mistakes from this one. So you don't want others to find out the mistakes. So you will think, okay, the native speakers are speaking very fast because that's their mother tongue. When I'm talking in my mother tongue, maybe I will speak 3 to 4 times faster than when I'm talking in English, right? When you're trying to speak in English, try to speak slowly and clearly. Use a measured pace. You will have a pace for your English. So try to keep that pace, to speak clearly, try to speak slowly. So this will help to improve your confidence level that, okay, I have the control over my English. I can speak slowly, I can speak clearly. I'm not worried about the speed. I'm not worried about how the others are going to find out the mistakes and they're going to make fun on me. No, I'm not worried about that. I just wanted to convey my message to the audience. I'm confident about my speed. I'm confident about my pace. I don't care, or I'm not in a hurry to finish my talk. You got the point, right? The sixth major point is that practice public speaking, right? The groups like Toastmasters or anything, these are like a bit expensive because you have to pay for the course and everything. If you have the plan or if you have the ability to invest on your personal skill, yeah, I would recommend you to join any kind of groups. Or if you don't have a budget but you have a bunch of like friends, all of them are having the same idea that I have to improve my English, then you can make a small roundtable discussion on weekly basis. Everybody can speak for 3 to 5 minutes, any topic, whatever they like to speak. So this is all considered as a public speaking, because public speaking is really more dangerous, for many people. I'll tell you one example. When I was in fifth standard or sixth standard, one day my history teacher was taking a class. He was taking about the independence, the fight between India and the British government. So I was just looking through the window. It's they used to call it as a daydreaming, but I used to take it as a plan. I'm creating the future plans and everything. So while the teacher was taking the class, I was too busy, like looking outside and dreaming something else. So he called me on in between the class. He called me, Shiju. Okay, which year India got the independence from the British government? Is that 1947 or is that 1957 or 1977? Most of the people, like 99% of the Indians, they know that it is 1947. We got the independence, right? But when he called me in between this one, I was completely kind of blackout. There is nothing in my brain, and I was doing a public speaking, because when I stand up, it's look like all other 60 students plus a teacher. All of them are looking at me. They are waiting for some answer. They are waiting for me to open my mouth and say something. So what happened? I got panic. Some chemical reactions happen in my brain. I don't know what to do. And I told, oh, I think it is 1977. So that day, the teacher said, okay, you get out and stay outside, and next class, you learn all these things and come back. On that particular day, I got a message that history is not important. Public speaking is dangerous. That means you stand up in a group and you are going to talk to someone and everyone is going to listen to that. That means you're doing a public speaking, and that is dangerous. So most of us have this kind of experience from our childhood. So all these experience, all these memories are haunting you to not to become a great public speaker, right? So when you are trying to improve your English, you have to improve your public speaking ability. Seventh point is that write and speak regularly. As I told you before, you have to write every day, keep a journal, engage in debates. Any chance, if you get any chance to talk in English, you have to talk every day, or you have to use that particular time. Or even if you don't get any chance, every day you have to speak and record. This is the same method we told you before. So write and speak regularly. 8 point. This is one of the major point. Most of us don't want to do it actually, because we don't want to get any comments on that. Seek feedback. What do you mean by seek feedback? Ask for a constructive criticism. We don't like criticism, right? We don't like anybody to come and say, oh, okay, Shiju, the way you talk, it's not really good. The accent is not really good. You don't have great vocabulary to speak, same like the great speakers. So you have to improve all 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So the 5 is missing. So you have to improve in all these aspects if you want to become an articulate speaker. So these are like constructive criticism which will help us to find out the mistakes or the areas to improve, and we can improve. So to get the feedback, you have to have someone kind of mentor or someone who believe that okay, you have the ability to speak, or someone who wants you to speak in English, or they want you to improve your communication skill. You ask a feedback. Maybe it's like your teacher, neighbor, friend, or anyone, but who is a kind of well-wisher for you. 9th point, refine your thought process. That means you have to think in English. Train your brain to formulate thoughts in English to avoid awkward translation. How to think in English. I will link one video in my description or in the comment box or somewhere here in the card section. This video will help you to improve how to think in English, or this will help you to change your mindset, change the way you are thinking, how to think in English, right? Don't miss that video. Link in the description. The 10th point, this is the most important basic point. Even if you don't have all the 9 points, if you have this point, you will speak in English. The 10th point is that stay confident. What do you mean by stay confident? You know the vocabulary, you know the grammar rules, you know how to pronounce a particular word, you know how to, you have a very good listening capacity, you have very good command over the language, but you don't have a confidence to speak in English. With the story finished, right? That's the end of the story. You don't know how to speak because you don't have the confidence to speak. Confidence is the most important thing according to me. Even though I don't have very good grammar, I don't have very good pronunciation, I don't have anything, but I do have the confidence to speak in English. That's the reason I'm making video in English, to teach you how to do all these things. Even I have all these issues, right? So confidence is something really important. Practice positive self-talk. Instead of thinking about that, oh my God, my English is not good, I'm not good, how I cannot speak well. Instead of that, you have to say that I'm really good, I can speak well, I'm talking like a great speaker, I'm talking like a Simon Sinek, or I'm talking like the CEO of the Apple. I'm talking like a great public speaker in the world, and I have the ability to talk, I have the ability to communicate well. I am the best. If you can speak to yourself, talk to yourself, this will improve your confidence level. And the last point, embrace mistakes. We all make mistakes. Yeah, accept the mistake. Say, okay, I'll work on this particular area. I'll improve this area. I will resolve my mistakes. So never say that, no, I'm not going to make mistakes. Or, oh, no, those are not my mistakes. No, I don't care. No, not in that way. You have to accept. You have to say that, yeah, these are the areas I have to work on. I will improve. You have to work on and you have to improve. And finally, I'll give you a conclusion how to become an articulate speaker. This is the highest point compared to all other 10 points. Remember, articulating well takes practice and time. Rome was not built in a day. I know why I'm stressing in this point, because most of us are expecting a result in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. No, it will take time. Take practice and time. Be patient with yourself and be consistent. Be consistent. Not like the same way, like for example, someone who is coming, someone who is your friend, he is having a 6-pack body with well built and good muscles. So you're going to say that, oh, you are so lucky, you have a 6-pack. It's not lucky. It is his hard work, dedication, consistency, patience, everything, right? It's not something like he got it by luck. He earned by the practice, right? So you have to be consistent, you have to be patient, and you have to keep on practicing these practices to see the improvement. That means Rome was not built in a day. It will take time. You will see the improvement. That's the reason I told you, you have to seek feedback. You have to have a mentor. You have to have an option to record and analyze. You have to have all these options to improve your English or improve your commands on over that particular language. I'm not gonna say only in English. This is applicable for your mother tongue. For example, even if you want to speak in your mother tongue for 3 to 5 minutes consistently or continuously without mumbling or without having a difficulty to find out the exact words or how to pronounce all these things, if you can do it, yeah, you can become a great speaker in your mother tongue also. Or if you want to improve it in English, yeah, you can be a best articulate speaker in English, right? So I believe from these 10 points something is going to be useful for you, and I want you to try all these things step by step on daily basis with patience and with dedication. This will help you to become a great speaker. If you get anything valuable from this video, I'll tell you 1, 2, 3, 4 other videos are here, the previous videos. Watch the videos, and if you want to know how to think in English, this video will help you to understand or learn how to think in English. Okay, so if you like this video, if you get anything valuable, like this video and leave a comment, so I will come to know that okay, this is the point, you got it, or these are the feedback. I would love to have a constructive criticism. Great. So give me a criticism in a genuine way, right? So I'll see you next video. Till then, take care. This is Shiju Thomas signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.